welcome back. Today I have a whole bunch of Sephora brand products to share with you guys. And yeah, I had more actually, but I don't know, Sephora is retarded. First of all, and I know a lot of people were having this issue, but this is the story of how Sephora sent me 3 of the same damn palette. I only have 2 because, you know, so apparently, I don't know, Sephora's warehouse got everything stocked in the wrong place. So I ordered the donuts palette. Okay, first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. There are 3 of these little miniature palettes that debuted from Sephora about, I want to say 3 weeks ago. There is the donuts palette. There's the cookies palette, and then there's the nougat palette. So I looked at all 3 of them. These are $10 a piece. I looked at all 3 of them and I was just like, well, you know, the only one that really excited me just like looking at it was the donuts palette, because it had a bunch of like really nice shimmery cool shades. And I was just like, okay, so yeah, let me get that. So I ordered it, right? Ordered the donuts palette. Came in about 2 days. When it came, instead of the donuts palette, I actually got the cookies palette. Okay, I said, since I've ordered donuts 3 times and gotten cookies 3 times instead, I was like, how about you do this? Instead of sending me out donuts again or ordering donuts for me, how about you order me cookies? Because then I'll probably get donuts. She's like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. Never thought of that. So fast forward a day, because they overnighted it to me again, and my package that's supposed to have cookies in it comes, and instead of cookies it has donuts. So now I have donuts and cookies, and unfortunately they're not food, because saying donuts and cookies over and over is making me super hungry. This is what donuts looks like. Pretty pink package, pretty pink palette. And honestly, the colors looked a lot deeper online, so I'm actually a little bit disappointed in what this palette looks like. Cookies, the one that I was the least interested in because it looked quite boring online. Oh, wait, no. This is the new one. I'm not going to open that one because I can give that. This is what cookies looks like, which is kind of ironic because it looked super boring online, but when it came, it was a lot more interesting, and the colors are, you know, they're cute, they're not anything special. So yeah, I'm just gonna real quick play around with them. Cookies is more of like your neutral everyday palette for, you know, very simple, maybe wear to work looks. I'm using this shade right here, Cocoa. They're actually pretty pigmented. They're like, I mean, Sephora shadows are very pigmented. I have become a huge Sephora collection fan over the last few years, because like everything from like their foundations to their blushes to their eyeshadow has been ridiculously stellar for the last couple of years. Before that, they were very hit or miss, but they've become pretty consistent. One of their foundations is actually one of my favorite foundations. I don't think I'm actually going to use the donuts palette, because after going through all the trouble of getting the donuts palette that I had originally ordered, I absolutely do not like the shades in this palette at all. I'll still give you guys swatches, even though you know how I feel about swatches. I'll still give you swatches anyway, just so that you can see what they look like. But I'm just going to continue to use the cookies palette. I'm using Caramel, this shade right here, from the cookies palette. So these are like really cute, everyday, just kind of like throw into a bag on the go palettes. Like if you know you're going to be spending the night out and you have to wake up somewhere in the morning and just kind of like, you know, go to work from there or go wherever from there. They're really cool, complete palettes that you can just like throw, you know, in a bag, in an overnight bag, in a handbag or whatever, and just kind of go. Okay, so this is my final eye look using the Cookies palette. I used the shade Cocoa in my outer V and taking it up a little bit towards the brow bone. I used the shade Caramel all over my lid, and then I used the shade Popcorn in my inner corner and the bottom part of my lash, and then right underneath the brow bone I used the shade Peanut. So let me give you some swatches, even though you know how I feel about swatches. This is Vanilla, bit dusty, Biscuit, Peanut. They don't swatch especially well, but they are quite pigmented. Caramel, Cocoa, and Popcorn. So this is Vanilla, Biscuit, Peanut, Caramel, Cocoa, and Popcorn. And these are all from the Cookies palette. You know, we haven't used it and I'm not actually enthused about this palette. We're going to swatch it anyway because that's what we do. First shade is Cream, Candy, Almond. Ooh, that's a really pretty mauve. That is so weird because it does not look that light in the palette. It is super dark. This is Almond. And that's how it swatches. Okay. This is Honey. Pretty golden color. Chestnut. Ooh, that's nice. And Cassis. Ooh, that's pretty too. See, those are the colors that I saw on the website why I wanted to get this palette. You know, maybe I'll use it. Maybe I will. We have come to my favorite part of the program, the blush portion. This is the Sephora, what is it called? It's called the Contour blush palette, but on the website it's called Spice Market blush palette. Now, honestly, I really shouldn't have gotten this at all, simply because it is a warm tone blush palette and I'm probably going to look like trash. However, I was incredibly intrigued. Can I get this open? I have kind of sort of played around with it, but not really. Like, I opened it and I did a couple of swatches on the night that I got sick, but I haven't looked at it since. But I was kind of intrigued by this because it says that it's a blush and contour palette, and I guess I can see that with some of the shades, but some of the others, I don't know. But in any case, what really intrigued me was this shade right here, which is called a transformer shade. Apparently what you do is you put it over top of any of the other blushes and it's supposed to change it into like a slightly different color and also a more shimmery shade. So, but the problem that I'm seeing with that is that none of these blushes are really matte blushes to begin with. So it should be interesting. I don't believe these are named. Yes, turn up the heat with this spicy collection of 6 warm blushes. Universally flattering colors in both matte and shimmer finishes. Suit every skin tone from light to deep. Soft pigmented formula. Blend seamlessly into skin for a subtle or fiery finish. Wow. Okay, well, we here, so we just gonna go. So I'm going to assume that shade number 1 is a contour shade. It doesn't look very contoury on camera, but in fact it is quite dark. I don't contour well because I have natural lines of contour on my face already, so most contour doesn't really show up on me, but I can try, and away we go. Oh, whoa. All right. So it shows up, I suppose. I'm just not a fan of contour. Never have been. I feel like it's just too much. I like more natural looking makeup, I guess. I mean, I guess contour can look natural if you know what you're doing, which I kind of don't, so I probably shouldn't contour ever. Alright, so there's that contour, and so now you know that it is deep enough to show up on a deep skin tone. Hey, maybe I do like contour. I like my face right now. Now let's see if we can do it on the other side. Ooh. So I don't really have a 5 head. My forehead is actually kind of shallow, so I don't know if I should even bother contouring my forehead. I'm gonna go with no. Which blush shade should we go with? Matter of fact, you know what? How about some quick swatches and then we can go from there. So this is a contour shade. This is the, ooh, second blush in the palette, the orange one. That's kind of cool in my name. This is number 3. Ooh, that's cute too, but that's very peachy. That's not ever going to show up on me. It's cool though. Then there's this shade. Ooh, that's pretty. And then this, which, are they saying that this is a blush? Because that looks like a highlighter to me. And then finally we have this shade right here, which is the Transformer shade. And I'm just kind of trying to figure out how that works. Let's try it over this joint right here. Huh, that's interesting, I guess. Alright, so we're just gonna go with, which blush should we, you know, in keeping with our cookies theme, we're just gonna go with that blush right here. That's this one. Wow, that's super pigmented. Was not expecting that at all. Yeah, this blush palette's a little bit too warm for you, girl. But I like it so much. This palette is definitely too warm for me. Maybe I should use that orange shade, but that Transformer shade over it. Oh, wait a second. Okay, that Transformer shade over it, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be doing. Doesn't really seem to be doing much of anything. It just kind of muted the shade a bit, which for me is actually a good thing because now it doesn't look quite so too warm. We're just going to use this highlighter. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. That is freaking gorgeous. Oh. Well, alright, Sephora. You're taking my money again. It's fine, you can have it. I have no use for it anyway. It belongs to you. Okay, guys, I am back. I needed to take down the warmth of this entire look a notch. So I added Sephora Lip Stories lipstick in Take a Spin, which is a metallic pink. So, you know, it's pretty cool. But honestly, I'm not really mad. Like I can't, clearly I wouldn't wear this out because it's much too warm for me. But I'm not mad at all. Like, I don't know if you can see this. This is a straight up bronzy gold. It looks decent on camera, but if you saw this in real life, you'd be like, whoa. Yeah, it's super pigmented. It is super bright. Fam, I look like the Tin Man out here if the Tin Man is covered in gold. That's what I look like. I'm not really mad at it. I'm not. Not at all. I mean, I wouldn't go out like this because that's just not my aesthetic. But yeah, this is banging. The blushes, super pigmented. Too warm for me, unfortunately. I'm probably gonna wind up giving this palette to anyone, I don't know who. But yeah, it's pretty worth it. Yeah, Sephora out here doing things. I am pleased. I am actually pleased with this entire look from Sephora. Go ahead, Sephora. The mini palettes are banging. I like the whole concept of them. You know, for $10, you actually can't really go wrong. But the concept behind them is great. Like, you know, throw them in a bag to go wherever you're going, overnight trip, wherever. They work really well. They are super good quality. The shadows glide on. They're super pigmented. I don't know how long they will last. But honestly, for $10, I'm not complaining. Like, I could complain that the palettes don't have a mirror, but once again, for $10, nah, I'm not gonna be that petty. So yeah, good value. The blush palette is $28 and it is a very good value. I like that even though the blushes are very warm, the transformer turns them into something very, not necessarily cool, but more neutral, so that someone like me, whose complexion gets overwhelmed by overly warm colors, well, not overly warm colors, but someone whose complexion gets overwhelmed by warm colors can take it down a notch to something more manageable for them. So I really like that. I'm not sure that's what they were going for with this whole transformer thing. I'm pretty sure they were going for something else, but hey, it works. So it's a pretty decent palette. I'm probably, like I said, gonna wind up giving this to someone because I have so much blush already that someone else can probably get better use out of it if they don't have an allergy to warm tones like I do. I am in like a super pink mood today. I didn't even notice that this has pink all over it. But yeah, I was feeling pink. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in and watching my Sephora new product launch videos. As usual, I hope I was helpful in helping you make a decision whether or not you wanted to get any of these items. And as usual, I will see you in the next one. Bye!